It was traumatizing. It was sad. And I was fearful, especially when I saw her starting to cry at the hospital. And then Bria started to cry.
Start from the cuffs, start from the cuffs, start from the cuffs, start from the cuffs. Go Bria, go Ben, go Bess, go Brian. Start from the cuffs, start from the cuffs.
CUFFLINX fam. I know. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but we're here. We have some good news and not so good news. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching this video. For those who are new, thank you for being here. We encourage you to like, share, subscribe if you are interested in this form of content. And of course, for our tenants in the building, we're bringing you the fire. We're fun, inspirational, we're real, and we're educational stuff from the cuffs. My name is Brian, for those who are new.
My name is Basilia.
Yeah, and we just want to do a quick catch up with you guys, and let's start from where we are currently. So we haven't been around much, and the main reason for that most recently is, we have two beautiful girls, and both of them were not well. It started with Bria first. She had a case of gastroenteritis, for those who don't know, and gastroenteritis affects your stomach, and it affects how you respond to food, how you respond. Yeah, you get a fever, you have a stomach ache, stomach problems, you don't keep food down, and she started face-to-face school recently, and we're happy about that. But of course, going back into that environment can lead to a whole nother bunch of things.
And gastroenteritis is common right now in this season everywhere. So it's literally, you can do your best to avoid it, but it happens.
They're kids.
It happens.
Yeah? And of course, when we were at the doctor, they were talking about vaccination for that particular illness, and that is important as well. But which she got, and she still got it, right? And that sounds familiar, right? Some of us are vaccinated and still get it. But most importantly, it took away from our day-to-day activities, and it. Some people will message us and call us and they don't get through, and some people not so understanding, but we are husband and wife first, and we are parents secondly, and everything are our priority. So we've put a lot of things on hold to ensure their well-being. Bria is much improved, not fully out of the woods yet, and then Bella.
So Bella started feeling sick a few days after Bria.
Bella is the baby.
Right. And she started feeling sick when Bria started feeling better. But with Bella now, when she started showing symptoms like the throwing up and all of that, it moved from throwing up what she had eaten earlier to throwing up blood.
I know it's been a minute since you've seen us. We'll tell you why. But right now I am rushing home. Bella is not well, and we're going to take her to the doctor, right? So, yeah.
And once I saw that, everything started happening in like a space of an hour. And once I saw that, I knew that it was time to go. And we rushed to the hospital. We went private first, and they recommended that we go public, which we did. And, from there on, they were running tests, they were doing x-rays, they were tubing her, it was, I can't explain to you how I felt mentally, emotionally. Physically, I was fine because I think I was running on adrenaline with everything that was happening and happening so quickly. But, being in the ER, accident and emergency, and seeing all the things that had to be done to her being strung up with needles and all of that, it was a lot to take in. I was hollering.
Before we even get to the hollering, guys. So guys, I was at work.
You're buying something to eat.
I was getting something to eat on the way home, and boss called me and said she wants to take Bella to the doctor, or no, to the hospital, because she was throwing up. So she had sent me an image of her, of what she had thrown up, and then she said she sees blood. So alright, so I am now starting to panic, blood. I'm like, alright. I expected it because of prior experience with gastro, and you know that if you continue to throw up, then the walls of your intestines would get torn. Your stomach wall, sorry, would get torn, and that would affect you. But I just thought, I see a little speck of blood. And then she said to me that it's more traumatic than it seems. And then when I get there, she had a cup in her hand. So I'm like, why are you wearing the cup? I mean, you're still the doctors. And that was my mindset. We got ready, we get them in the car. And it so happens that she was throwing up again and she said, give me the cup. And I'm like, so why we add more to it? So I pulled off the cover of that cup and I saw what it looked like. Now, we won't go into any much details because of how it sounds and looks, but what I saw, it looked nothing like what I expected. It was completely, I literally thought it was her this is her stomach right here. Like, I was like, what? And I started driving fast and I was like, which route, double indicator. All manner of things came through my head. I was going to cut through traffic and just go straight down. I go down one way. I'm sorry if you saw me, officers. Break one way, double light. And when we got there, she went in and then I went across. And I was waiting because she went in A&E. How are you feeling about Bella being at the hospital?
Worried and sad and frustrated.
Why?
Because I don't like people being sick.
And what else you said you're worried about? If she's gonna have to do what?
She's gonna have to stay at the doctor or...
Well, we pray and we hope that she isn't going to have to do that. That she just gets some medication and go home. But, we are concerned. When I was standing there with Bria, because Bria had to be with us, the security, big ups to you, she saw me and she said, are you here with somebody? And I said, yes, my wife just came in with a baby. And, I have prior experience with A&E. A lot of my friends are nurses. And she said to me, come, I'm going to let you in. I'm going to check how inside looks. I'm going to see if you can come in. And she came back and said, come. And she said, come quick, because she crying here. And I'm a parent myself and I know what it's like. So I never know this lady inside crying, right? Because I am all, God's got this, etc. So I start wondering, Lord, should I take Bria home? How is Bria going to manage this? And how am I going to be there for Bria, be there for her, be there for Bella? And we go in and, she has to join a line, get registered. Granted, I think, based on what I saw, it wasn't the speediest response, but it was okay.
They were really trying.
It was okay, given COVID, when you go in at
everybody
A&E,
else that was in there
so
needing attention.
Right, and every case is an emergency because it's A&E. And then, the nurses, they said they're going to admit her.
Not bad.
Yeah, they started her on fluids, and the first fluid I think was saline, dextrose, and lactate something. I don't remember now. And then
they tubed her after that.
She was just there looking poorly, and I'm like, all right, be strong, be strong, be strong. Just be there for her. Don't let her see you crying. And Bria sees her crying, and Bria starts to cry. You see Bria right there? She's a trooper. She's a trooper. Strong girl. She's right there for her sister.
I don't know. It's like being a mother and every time your child is sick,
you feel sick.
Yeah. And in that moment, I was so unsure about everything that was happening. I didn't know what was causing what was coming up. I just didn't know what was happening. And so all kind of thoughts started through my mind. I start panic, I start cry while holding her and all of that. And it's like, at one point, I really had to just speak to myself and speak to my spirit and just say, boy, just started speaking life and positivity, because the way how I was processing things, I felt like I was losing it. Yeah. And so from there, she had to be tubed. So through her nose down to her stomach to drain what was there so that they could see. But good thing was that I had the cup with what she had brought up before. So they knew from they saw it and saw the texture, the contents, everything, they knew what was happening. And then every time she started carrying up things, I took a picture of it. I had timelines. I was taking a picture. When the doctor laughed and said, "No man, you're a journalist." And I said, "Actually, yes, by nature." So and profession. So I had those pictures. I could show them. And then when they told me that she was going to be admitted, Lord God, that time I started crying. I started hollering down the place. And big ups to all those who I saw in the A&E, they were calling to me and all of that. Big ups to you. And, from being treated in the A&E and being moved to the ward, it was just such a traumatic experience for me because I've never had to be admitted to the hospital other than when we were having the babies. We've never had any of our children be admitted to hospital. Bria has never been. And this is actually the first time that Bella has been sick. First time. Because, when COVID hit, she was 1. So she hadn't been out much. And then for the past 2 years, she has really been home. And if I sound tired, I am really tired. My body is just drained. And I just want to take the time out to just applaud our healthcare professionals because I saw firsthand how much you guys have to deal with and how a lot of you just really just took it in strides and, just trying to just help as many people as possible. Yes, I know that a lot of places get a bad rap, but I also feel like if you get good service, you must talk about it.
If it was bad, we weren't talking about it.
If it was bad, we would have talked about it the same way and load it up, right? So the fact that it was really good, I just want to just really applaud the healthcare professionals that we came in contact with.
And then somebody out there going to say, "Oh, because I don't know why them so and so and so." It started before they knew who we were.
Right, there it is, yeah.
Yeah, and
it started before, and I was grateful for that. They did not know who I was while they were treating me or all of that until we actually started the registration process and all. That's when some persons recognized us, but before that, they didn't know who we were in terms of social media and YouTubers, all of that. So for those who may say, "Oh, because I don't have little popularity," actually, the good treatment started way before anybody recognized us.
And we must commend it because we understand that they're working huge, long shifts. They have a lot of workload. Everybody's case is deemed an emergency to everybody. So we know what it is like for them, and we just want to applaud all of those at the Mandeville Regional Hospital, the pediatric ward, and the A&E departments in particular. So long and short, while we were there, they said that they're gonna have to admit her and keep her for observation. And when they were admitting her, we decided that whether or not we can stay, one of us is going to stay, and the next person is gonna sleep outside in the car because Bria had to be with one of us, and Bria wanted to be near as well. I mean, there were friends who reached out and said, carry her, etc. But also, I was cognizant of the fact that she is just recovering from something that may be contagious, and these people have children as well. So, saying, "No, it's all right, we'll manage." Went home, packed up stuff, and Bria was quite helpful, the doting big sister that she is. And then we came back, and she was excited about the sleepover in the car. That is going to be like a hiking trip.
Adventure.
And she'd bring her pillow, and she was in the car. She slept like a baby, and she got up and she said how sweet it was, and the sun is rising, and she's so excited. I was still trying to remind her also that, remember, this is a serious situation. We're not going to a hotel, and mommy and daddy are sad, so just like how you are because of Bella. So we also had to show her the other side as well. CUFFLINX fam, it is 1:50 in the morning or 2:50. Don't even know. I'm staying in the parking lot because I think it's better to be nearer, and Boss is staying with Bella, so she's doing much better, but they're keeping her for observation. We pray, we press. We're here. Bria is somewhere around there sleeping in the car. Got her pillow and her stuff, and she told me it's gonna be like a hiking trip. So she's our little trooper, and she's doing pretty well. And I'm happy for that. She is a doting, loving, caring, supportive big sister. So I'm sitting in the car. And this is where I'm gonna jam for the night. Check in with Bass every half hour or every hour. And before you know it, morning light. By midday, hopefully, we're out of here. CUFFLINX fam, we are on our way home, Bria and I. We are going to get refreshed, get mommy some food. How was it sleeping in the car?
Relaxing.
It was relaxing.
Yes.
Why?
Because I got to sleep on the pillow.
Ah.
It was too soft. So soft.
Let's see some 12. Yeah, that big pillow right there. So it helps. Anyway, see you guys soon.
Bye bye.
When we get back, we get an update on Bella. So until then, we're out. So we're having breakfast. Went home, got refreshed. She's looking so nice. Look at her. She's a great big sister, guys, and she has been a great help. She hasn't been fussy. She has worked with the conditions, porta potty and all. She's just sat and colored and asked questions, and she's learned about drip and all of these things now. So I'm gonna drop her off because the doctors say I shouldn't bring her back when I'm coming back. So I'm gonna drop her off at a very good friend of ours, who also acts as Bella's babysitter. So tell everybody bye.
Let's cool the rice paste down.
She's smiling now, but she was crying. And this one, much better. Much better.
Jojo wants to have more.
But yeah, she was crying, she made Bria cry. Yeah. Hospital life. But we're doing good. The doctors have been pretty good and the nurses, so won't complain, yeah? Hi guys.
Hi guys.
I'm feeling better.
I'm feeling much better.
Lucas. And I slept in the car. Mommy slept on a couple chairs that were beside Bella.
The bed.
And you know, they put her on fluids and just watched her, and she didn't throw up anymore for that night and for the next day. So they were able to say, you know, based on what's happening, they gave us what we need to watch out for, what we need to do, and they were quite comforting and encouraging and understanding. And then they discharged her. It was a rough night.
It
We lack sleep.
I'm in
We
so
are
much
in
pain.
Yeah, because when you're sleeping through, when you're going through the adrenaline, you're not feeling anything. But when you wake up the next day, you know, all the muscles are sore, etc. And we're just grateful. We thank you guys for understanding and for still sticking around, you know, and not leaving us and quarreling with us. Where are you guys? Yes, some people have
things
asked.
happen.
But you are understanding that we are, you know, we are a family and we have a lot of things external to you, our extended family. So we love you. We thank you for all the prayers, for the support, for those who reached out. And
and for those who may be asking, what was the diagnosis? It was
gastritis.
Yeah,
Which
gastritis.
stems from gastroenteritis, being in your system too long, and the throwing up leading to
the tearing of the stomach wall. So that's where the red thing came in. So yeah, so we are just grateful. We're thankful to God. We're thankful to the staff.
I'd like to thank my wife for being so strong and so. I mean, yes, she cried, but you know, watching her going through all of this, you know, again, you are reminded and you're comforted knowing that, you know, found a good woman, you know. Big ups, Romaine
very good.
Yeah. And seeing her being that mommy and being that wife and that person she needed to be. You know, even at the hospital, sometimes when you don't feel like things are going your way, you know, as humans we want to say what's happening and get. But she held it, and I think that helped the process as well.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
Thank you. And kudos to you, babe. You really held it down. Me say you want to see when pack Brian pack the whole house can go to the
Pack the
hospital.
necessary.
Right?
She would have packed the whole house.
I would have, but you know, you really held it down, and I felt the support, even though you weren't in there physically. I know we were talking through the night. You were encouraging me to get sleep. I didn't know how I was gonna sleep on a chair, but I tried. And we have a picture of that he caught when he came back. But you know, overall, we're just so grateful and we're just so thankful, and we just wanted to keep you guys in the loop. And two, we are going to be having a new publishing schedule for our content.
Yeah,
So
when you see our video,
yeah,
that's it. We're
working through a new schedule. So before it was Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, but that has not been feasible because of everything we're doing, and you know, life is really getting back to normal, that quote unquote normal. So we'll have a new schedule that we'll announce soon as we map it out. But all in all, we're just so grateful for all of you, to all our new subs. Oh, that feels so good. To all our new subscribers, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey. And thank you guys for always supporting. I mean, even outside of YouTube, you guys show up in IG Lives. You guys show up on
From where there, we
TikTok.
can just expect one person to say
CUFFLINX in the building.
Tenants in the building.
We're
on
grateful.
private Zooms sometimes,
And we
and you
see
get the
you.
link, so you run right in. Yeah.
We're so grateful for you guys. So thank you so much for continuing to be a part of the CUFFLINX family. Continue to keep us in your prayers. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Start from the cup.